Would you believe me if I told you Deltarune is somehow connected to Disney? Probably not? Okay, well that's fine, because buckle up, here we go. Now to make any headway on this connection, you have to follow me to the beginning of the game. And we need to observe the first interaction between Noelle and Susie. Noelle is attracted to Susie, but Susie isn't exactly your typical girl. She's by far the most aggressive character we have met. She dresses like she's had a rough life and like she came from a tough home, or from no home at all. But more importantly, Susie is terrifying. She acts like a beast. And to see the story that's playing out between Susie and Noelle, it's best that we look at two films. Two Disney films, actually. Beauty and the Beast and Sleeping Beauty. In one story, you have Belle, who wants to get the Beast. Is that a coincidence? I'll let you drop your theories down below, but the answer is absolutely not. There's also a scene in chapter 1 when we see a vase of flowers in Rudy Holiday's hospital room. It looks an awful lot like the roses covered in a glass capsule in Beauty and the Beast. And in the Sleeping Beauty story, you have Prince Charming coming to save the princess from her eternal dream. We see these exact things play out when Susie breaks into Noelle's room and saves her from the wire monsters that try to attack her. Notice also that Noelle is held up in the castle, locked in her room. Does that remind anyone of Rapunzel? Because it should. In the Beauty and the Beast story, Beauty tries to tame the Beast and tries to make him human. So you could say Noelle is trying to do the same thing with Susie. In the Sleeping Beauty story, Beauty falls asleep, and it's the prince's job to come in and wake her up from an eternal dream. Susie is a girl, but she embodies more masculine traits. Susie takes out her anger physically. While that's not uncommon of women, men tend to be more physically aggressive, while women tend to be indirectly aggressive, like using insults and gossip, while usually the most physically aggressive and maybe verbally aggressive people, but I'm not sure about that, are men. Now there is something that could possibly explain Susie's attitude from a biological perspective. Prenatal testosterone exposure may also be a developmental mechanism underlying aggression in women. For instance, congenital adrenal hyperplasia is characterized by overproduction of androgens, including testosterone, in the prenatal environment. Girls and women with this condition are more physically aggressive than girls and women without this condition. Now, does that mean it makes women more aggressive than men on average? I'm not sure, but it's an interesting thing to think about. You see Noelle's internal desires for the protective, heroic man played out in some of these romantic scenes, and we also see that she is emotionally stable enough to go approach and invite Susie to the library, so all seems good and healthy with Noelle. But this is just the tip of the iceberg, because there's a lot more to Noelle that we cannot overlook. For the next video in this series, I want to take a look at Noelle's psychology and also the darker sides of her family. So if that sounds interesting to you, stay tuned, and that video will probably be up by tomorrow.